his victory. Good evening, everyone. I'm Juliette Dragus. Nick has the night off. The Deltaplex was packed tonight for Donald Trump's rally. WCZM 13's David Bailey was there. He joins us now with more.
Good evening, Juliette. You know, jokingly, they unofficially renamed the Deltaplex the Donaldplex after he's been there so many times over the last year in political events. You know, this event tonight full of some twists and turns, interesting headlines coming out of it, and protesters interrupting Trump yet again.
Mr. Donald J. Trump!
Another grand entrance here in Walker for Donald Trump. Just within a couple of minutes of starting his speech, he got right to work talking about education and his new education secretary-to-be, Betsy DeVos.
I believe we're in the process of putting together one of the great cabinets that has ever been assembled in our nation's history, and you're seeing that.
Moments later, he introduced her on stage.
But just between us, let me share this. It's time to make education great again in this country.
It was in the middle of her speech that the protesters started to make noise, rattling DeVos just as she said federal Common Core has to go.
So let me repeat. There's a lot of false news out there. All I ask for is an open mind and the opportunity to share my heart.
We captured an image of the protester that interrupted DeVos, who was led outside. And minutes later, more protesters were taken out after interrupting Trump. The president-elect, though, used to it, particularly right here. He cheered on security as they led them away.
Is there anything better or safer than a Trump rally, right? You have a good time?
Trump went in depth and talked about the night before the election when he personally, last minute, decided to come to Grand Rapids. He spoke about election night, how his children thought he was going to lose, and how state by state, as the night wore along, he realized it was his. Most of the speech was off the cuff, but Trump later on did get to policy issues, again pledging to build the wall, drain the Washington swamp, and being tough on immigration.
We will do everything in our power to keep radical Islamic terrorists the hell out of our country. We will lower taxes, unleash American energy, bring new companies to our shores, and stop the companies already here from viciously leaving.
All right, if all that wasn't enough, there are three more big headlines out of this as well. Michigan GOP Chair Ronna Romney McDaniel, we have confirmed, will be the national GOP chair. That's a very significant position. Also in Trump's speech, he introduced the CEO of Dow, who announced to the crowd that company was going to add 400 new jobs over in Midland for a new center there. This after, by the way, the company cut 700 jobs earlier this year. Finally, Trump had an interesting remark about Governor Rick Snyder. He essentially sent a message to Snyder saying he was very disappointed the governor did not